welcome to the show. Introducing the smooth jazz vocals of Elli Fordice and Infinet, one of the coolest underground hip-hop music video producers to hit the scene. Then we have the entertaining poetic spoken word of Dyestra Browne, the BS poet. But now, prepare yourself for the opinionated traditional American tattoo artist known only to the world as Sky. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show!
I do in New York City. My tattoo tag is Sky, and I do the last viable form of art in my book, traditional American art form. I do tattooing. Tattooing is an interesting medium because it can be very eclectic. You mix a lot of different styles together to produce the image that the customer wants. I believe that tattoos should be a reminder of how brief our stay on this planet is, and that we're going to die. It's not going to be pleasant, it's going to be fast, and it's not going to be expected. And I think tattoos at best serve as a reminder of transience of life, you know, like a brief little haiku that says, well, hello there, I'm going to die today or tomorrow, I don't know about it, but hey, I got this tattoo to remind me. Before I got to tattoo another person, I tattooed myself. And to show you that monster, it's been worked on several times before, so it was not as glorious as it is now. But I hope one day I'm going to finish it. So my teacher gave me a machine. By that time I knew how to put a machine together, how to pull it apart. And 8 hours later, all sweaty and shaky, I had this guy, except some parts were added on later. I also tried out different inks, and I also had about 8 different people that I was working with that were learning tattooing with this guy too. So this is like a tattooing textbook or a skin book. So I'm doing a very light outline right now. Just very slight. We're making this look like an old print, and the old prints, they were really done with just a needle. And this is exactly what we're doing, but you can also use several needles put together in tattooing. Like I'm using 3 needles soldered together right now. It looks like 1 needle, but it's actually 3. I actually became a much better tattooist when I took my ego out of tattoos. When tattoos stopped being about me and they started being about the customer. So success to me now is I sit down to do the tattoo, and 5 hours later I wake up and the tattoo is done. It looks beautiful. That's it. So giving the art everything I've got is my definition of success. Once you start killing your ego, your creativity changes. And like if you take a contemporary art magazine and you look at what they got there, it's just crap. It's a friend of mine used to have the saying, roaches in the head. Well, that's what those artists show you. It's all about like torn up babies and fungus and feces and, you know, all sorts of fun stuff that I don't want to see it. If you have nightmares, I don't care about your nightmares. If you have a fundamental understanding of beauty, well, guess what? That's a whole different ballgame. I want to know about that. But most people just want to share, I call it sharing the fungus. You know, something of no value, but if it's disgusting, it's art. That's why I despise Salvador Dali. You know, he was all about the subconscious. I'm all about getting rid of the subconscious. Well, you know, a lot of the religious books out there say that your body is the property of God. I think if you believe in God and that God created you, your body is a temple of God. And if you want to decorate it in God's glory, that's fine. And a lot of people give you quotes from the Bible that says, to not put marks on your body, but I think if you check that quote, it says praising other gods or something like that. You know, it's all about the monopoly of that particular god from that particular book on your particular body. Well, I think the body is your own, but in my belief, there's a clause. It should not be about your ego. It should be about something more. Your tattoo should be a reminder. And it should not be a celebration of yourself, because guess what? Yourself's going to be dead someday. There are other more important things out there. If you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you're welcome to visit me at www.tattoonewyork.com. Thank you.
This one is called the NY Hustler. Took a walk today, and guess what I saw? The hustler. The NY Hustler. Going to and fro, wearing his shirt and tie set, going from subway car to subway car, showing off her name brand handbag, standing at the street corner saying, "Sale!" Hello, New York. My name is Dyestra Browne. I'm an actor, and I'm known as the BS Poet. BS Poet, you say? Well, that stands for me, the Brownie's son, the Bayesian Shakespeare. In Bed-Stuy, brainstorming, writing bull, S-H-I-T, poetry. Why do I say bull, S-H-I-T, poetry? Well, because as an actor, as a writer, as a son, just as an individual, everything that society has taught me, told me to follow, told me to believe in, I found that it's all, for want of a better term, bull, S-H-I-T. Now, I'm a poet, and poets write about life, and if I found that life is bull, S-H-I-T, then that would make me the bull, S-H-I-T poet. I'm originally from Barbados. I came to New York to follow my dream to be an actor and writer. And here I am, here in my soul hole, where I lay my head and spill my head. Welcome. Some cannot drink. Their palate can't stand it. They prefer to stay in the melee, consumers not willing to think, only to buy and brag. They can't get drunk. Drunk with inspiration, drunk with imagination, drunk with historical knowledge. If life is short and I only got, as far as I know, only have one life, what would I like to do with my life? What would I like to do to make it meaningful, you know, to me and to the world? And you know, I started to really dream about being an actor. Wow, how much fun it would be to be on a TV show, you know, getting paid to play pretend. Wow, that's crazy. Or to write down some words and get somebody to read them and understand them and to absorb them, you know. Producer, consumer, consumer, producer. Now you have finally met. Brand name, name branded. Phenotype over genotype. Commercial over article. This season over last season. High cost, no reason. Who are you? Who am I? I'm the man. Don't you see my gear? Giving him back the money. Can you get me those shoes, honey? Note to self. Got to get the new case. Damn, man, these shoes cost $350, man. Well, I think real success as an artist comes when you are able to connect with someone. When whatever you did to express yourself, somebody else with no relation to you who have no idea what you're experiencing can read these words or watch you or listen to the music you play, and somehow they can relate with you. Yes, chapter 3 is chapter 3 of the BS Poetry of Dyestra Browne. It's called Action. Chapter 3 has 8 poems. They all deal with my pursuit of being an actor. There's a poem in there I wrote when I was 16. You know, all of them deal with me and my pursuit of my dream. I'm going to do one called Game Face On right now. From Chapter 3, action. Stand clear. Black man coming through. Profiling, back in the game, ready. Game face on. Have no fear, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but don't push it. No more excuses, at peace with self. Creativity, my sword. Lord have mercy, mercy on the haters, mercy on the procrastinators, mercy on the ones who don't know better, mercy on the brain rape. Thank you, New York. You have been a great guest, a very good guest. But it is time for me to go. If you want to see more of me, you can check out DyestraBrowne.com. That's DYESTRA Browne, BROWNE.com. Or you can email me at daydreamdivision@yahoo.com. Okay, New York, that's my time. This is me, Dyestra Browne, the Bajan Shakespeare, saying goodbye.
Okay, well, my name is Infinet. I have various AKAs. Infman, Infoweather, Incognito, Incredible, Kenny Dukes. I have many different forms that I take, but primarily I'm Infinet. I'm a director, music producer, and CEO of my own company, Grind Hard Productions.
In your panties, and that's beyond me. I was blind, I was in love. I was hyped like you was drugs. I was shocked with how you did me, so I had to pull a plug. Why she did me like that? Why she do me like that? Why she did me like that? I don't know, kid, I was open. Why she did me like that? Why she do me like that? Why she did me like that? I don't know, kid, I was open.
One of my first videos that I shot was a video called Did Me Like That, which was done by my partner in crime and co-founder of Grind Hard Productions, World, the Universal one.
Never raised my hand to hit, never treated you like, never thought you was a...
New York is a place of extreme weather, extreme personalities. It's a place of extreme everything, extreme art.
Now I'm fed up and I'm hurt. Now I'm feeling like I wasted time after putting in work. Now I'm just out for revenge. Now I'm back out with my friends. Now I'm trying to keep composure, cause two wrongs don't make a man.
I grew up just in an art-filled place. This is what made me do what I do. I mean, it's hard to stand out.
Living in the state where we learn to love and hate. God with grace the only escape, and I just don't like my face.
A person like me wants to make a mark myself. I want to show people that I got something to offer too.
Hope you got the letter wrong, Mr. President, Mr. President.
One of my favorite videos is a video called Letter to the President. This video has images that depict struggle all over the place. Whether you're black, white, red, green, whatever.
Smoke chips in my head and a scanner saw. Current events, politics got us tricked. Enough diseases to make the doctor sick. Knowledge is what I profit in.
I try to do things that will stand out, so that when you hear about Grind Hard, it's like stained on your brain or something different, something that we worked hard to shine through.
Y'all met this cat named World like a lady, record lady. Talking about rap and stuff.
Word?
So why you ain't know it? Yo, baby, that cat, yo.
Stop that nonsense you talking. I've been in this rap game since name belt, Zodiac, sign chains, Gazelle frames, the old train. When we used to hop them, non-stopping, pop locking, we did more. Go cardboard on hard floor. Then commence the battle with mills and head spins. And if you couldn't win, you did the worm or the spider.
Too Many Cats. The way that came about was like one day he made a song about too many cats. Like I said, New York or just this industry is a place of extreme weather or just a place where there's just so many things going on. He made a song about that. There's too many people doing the same thing.
I call them bizarro. I call them bizarro. I call them bizarro. Too many cats wanna rise and shine in this rap game. Too many cats wanna be original but sound the same. Too many cats wanna bust cats but they all lame.
You know, one day on Halloween, he dressed up as Jam Master Jay, and he looked just like Jam Master Jay, just like him. To the point where I said, you know what? Let's put that in the video.
Ever since the little one, ever since I sang with Stevie Wonder in Madison Square Garden, making videos with Mr. K in the 3rd and 4th grade. My path been laid, I'm born to be paid. It was rappers.
Well, I wanted to be recognized as a thorough piece of art, or something like it. You know, I wanted to be really thorough. And when people see my work, I want them to say, Dad, he worked hard at that, and that's something that they can appreciate too, and that they can relate to.
Your money is long, I'm making it drop. Like a dice game, dog, everything I'ma stop. What? I made dice out of soap in a box. Set up shop in your crib just to make it a spot. And I'm far from a Biggie and Pop. I'm just a goon that's young in the hood that'll bully your pop.
I want people to look at my body of work and say that they can relate to it, and that they can appreciate it because I have molded something that represents them and as a part of them. And that's basically it. You know, I just want people to appreciate what I'm doing. Because I'm doing it. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for the world. I'm doing it for people to see what goes on inside my mind and what goes on in my world. So that's what it's about. You know, that's all. That's it.
Was one and the same, which make us a whole. Harsh reality, they done got this under control. Your money is long, I'm making a drop. Cause my block get bread like it's tied in a stock, huh? I
appreciate y'all coming out here, you know, art or something like it. Thanks for coming out and showing love to me. And if you want to find out more about me, go to www.grindhardtv. That's www.grindhardtv.com.
Hi there, my name is Elli Fordice, and I'm a jazz vocalist.
Blame that kiss, it's as sweet as a kiss can be. Blame all those charms that melt in my arms. But don't blame.
In between 3 and 15, I always wanted to sing. I was pretty obsessed about it. But I didn't really have any courage to do it. I didn't have the vision of what to do about it. Gradually, after about age 10 or 11, I started singing a little bit. I would sing the top 40 songs. The first week that they came out of the box, I knew the lyrics. And we would stand on our lunchroom line, and I would know the tunes before anybody else. So I became the expert top 40 pop song singer. That's how I started. My inspiration really comes from the inside out. There's just something in me, heart, soul, spirit, mind, almost, I'd say body too, that is just, it's cranking it out all the time. Whenever I listen to it, it's there. It's not something I have to get from anybody else. Actually, most of what I do, I've learned on my own. I've listened a lot. I've listened since I was 15, I've listened to jazz, but I do my best work when I only listen to that inner voice, outer voice, higher self, inner being, all of that. It's a very spiritual thing, really. Now, bear in mind that I am a psychotic singer. I mean, vocalists are renowned for that. But that's only one part of me, and that's usually before the gig. Once I get on a gig, I love performing. Something happens on every live gig, if it's more than a 10-minute spot, where I fall into the zone, and that is the best place in the world to be, or out of this world to be. It is when magic happens.
Not a single word was spoken, I could tell you that unfelt grasp of hands told me so well that you knew. I'll never live that long until the thrill of that moment when my heart stood still.
Actually, I was born in New York City. I was born right here in Manhattan. And although I left many times, came back many times, have lived all over the country, I came back about 23 years ago, something like that. And the reason I actually came back was I wanted at that time to get into acting, although I didn't do it till 3 years ago. So there's a little bit of a lag there. When I was 10 years old, I would go to the movies. And in those days, the theaters were huge, the screens were enormous, and I would always just see myself up there. I was June Allison, I was Doris Day, I was Katharine Hepburn, whoever it happened to be. And I just totally related to those actors and those movie stars that were up there. Did you talk to your father?
No. He doesn't want to hear it.
Your father does want to hear it. We were discussing it last week. Jason, why don't you just wait till he's off the phone and ask him to take a walk with you? As I matured, I found that movies and television really moved me. I would relate so strongly to certain roles and certain actors that it would just touch me very, very deeply. And that's where I got my inspiration. I always wanted to be able to do that for others and tell stories, not just the roles and the emotion, but the story, the essence of what was being portrayed in the film or in the project was very important to me. It still is. Well, if you want to find me, probably the easiest way is to check out my email address. It's my whole name in one word, Elli Fordice @msn.com, and then I will send you my links, whatever they may be at that given moment. Or Google me. There's a lot of stuff on Google about me. It's the best way.
Thanks to all the artists and all the people that made this show possible. Special thanks to New York City for providing a breeding ground of creativity.
It's art, or something like it's art, or something like it.
This is Art or Something Like It, presenting a gallery of amazing artists each and every week, and more integrity than you can shake a stick at. For more information about the show or any of the artists on the show, please visit artorsomethinglikeit.com. Next time you experience something new and you don't know what to make of it, you should ask yourself, is it art or something like it? Thank you. Good night.
I'm art or something like it. 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 martyrs,